February 6th, 2026. Moving right along. I'm John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, here with my wonderful wife, Laura, and our wonderful attorney, Miss Catherine Davis. She's going to fill us in on what's going on. We haven't seen her since, well, last year, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our world traveler. So, welcome, Kathy.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I think it's warming up. Fingers crossed. Um, I was, on a cruise last month, and I want to tell you that you screwed up because you were supposed to have winter while I was gone, and you did not. So, this has been not great for the last few years, right? I wanted
Oh,
to tell you, first of all, some sad news. Some of you I know knew the attorney Baker. I know he was active with your group and spoke a lot at your group, back in the day. And he kind of retired during the pandemic, and he had Alzheimer's. And he passed away, and the service was December 30th. So I didn't even find out about it until afterwards. He had Alzheimer's, and it says in the obituary, he gracefully endured Alzheimer's. He was just a great guy, great lawyer, represented a lot of landlords and investors. Definitely was a big, helpful person to me and mentor when I was starting out. So he's very much missed. If anybody is uh, is interested in helping out, the family has asked for memorial donations to the North St. Louis tornado rebuild efforts. And maybe I'll try to put this email in the chat. Um, if you want to, contribute anything in his
yeah.
memory.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Kathy.
Um, well, I meant to say Alan Baker in that message and I didn't, but if you send them a donation, reference that it's for Alan Baker in his memory. His um his nephew, Lorne Baker, is a judge in St. Louis County, and I hadn't seen Alan in several years because he'd been ill, but Lauren kept me up to date, with how he was doing. Um,
Mm,
so we're sad about that.
yeah.
And I wanted to tell you some other good news that probably is not out in the public yet, but I don't think it's a big deal. You can talk about it. You know how I've talked about the fact that tenants that get sued for eviction can file to raise the security level. So when you look at CaseNet, you can't see that they've been evicted. And there are different counties that are handling this in different ways, not all of which are really following the law. In St. Louis County, I have heard that the presiding judge there will grant that to anyone. And I know it's hard for the judge when the person's up there in front of him saying, "Oh, I can't rent a new apartment because the landlords look on here and they see my old eviction and then they deny me." And so fine, but I think you're entitled to know if this person is someone who didn't pay before and now maybe is going to rent from you and then not pay you. The law really is that there has to be like a good cause to raise the security level, and it's not just I can't defraud somebody else now because they know. It's more for people like victims of domestic violence and that kind of thing who need to maybe um, keep their location secret and that kind of thing. So the Supreme Court is cleaning up that rule, and the new rule is going to be a lot stricter, and it's going to go into effect July 1st. I've always told you guys that you should do sources other than just CaseNet when you're screening for a tenant. Professional screening is a good idea, screening that will do criminal backgrounds, that kind of thing. There's a lot of things now that get expunged on their criminal records. And, CaseNet is only Missouri. Um, there are, you know, obviously 50 states and we don't know what else out there. So if you can get a professional screening, do that. Charge the person an application fee to cover that cost. And, sometimes when you tell them there's an application fee, you never hear from them again. And that's because they know they're not going to pass that background check, so they're not going to waste their money on the application fee and waste your time. Um, and I will give you more news about this when I get the exact text of the rule and everything and how it's going to be. But this will help us. We have done in my firm, when we're doing your eviction, we're representing you. So if the say they get a lawyer from legal aid and they say we want to raise the security level, we will not do it, but we will tell them if our client wants us to do it to settle the case, that we will not oppose it. So that way our fingerprints are not on doing something that we don't consider to be in compliance with the law. It's the tenant's fingerprints and his lawyer. Well, we might be able to change that policy if they're only going to be able to raise the security level lawfully now. We might be able to say that we'll do it sometimes, but we'd still probably mostly shift the burden to the tenant to do it. But it should be better as far as having stuff still appear on CaseNet for you to check out. And I also feel like when the person gets evicted and we have a money judgment and they get the security level raised, that doesn't give us a lot of leverage to get them to pay that judgment. I have always felt that the rule should be once it's paid, fine, let them take it off. But give us that hammer to hold over their head so that they'll pay you too. I mean, I don't think they should just be allowed to skip along down the road to the next poor landlord with no consequences whatsoever. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. And I know you guys are really good at sharing resources with each other. So maybe you can put in the chat names and contact info of your favorite screening agencies and your experiences with that. Okay, what else have I got for you this time? Oh, yesterday in court, we had something funny. We had a tenant we thought it was a tenant, a woman who came in and had done a motion to set aside a judgment. And she said under oath that she was Jane Smith or whatever the name was. She was not Jane Smith. She was someone else. And our client walked into court and came over to me and said, "That's not Jane Smith." So I went up to Christine, who was up in front of the judge, and said, "That's not the tenant." And so Christine called the client up. The judge got upset, because that's like what we call perjury, which is a crime. And there was back and forth all day, hilariousness with this. But it just goes to show you that, people will defraud you. And I mean, I think it's pretty bold to walk up in front of a judge and say, you know, my name is Laura Lee, and I'm not Laura Lee. And I'm hoping that this person will get referred for prosecution. I don't really want them to do time, but I want them to get scared enough that they'll say to people, "Oh, I lied in court and I got in trouble and I almost had to go to jail." I would like that outcome, because, um, we just can't have people roaming into court and lying about who they are under oath. Um, it just complicates things so much more. We already see cases fairly often when they identity theft or lie about who they are when they apply or change their name slightly so that they can skim through some of the screening. But lying in court, man, they've crossed a line with me. Lying about who they are in court. That's a line. I know they're going to say, "Oh yeah, I paid the rent and they lost it," or, we had a guy in court yesterday who had these forms that you fill out at his credit union to track down a lost cashier's check. He hadn't actually submitted those forms to the credit union. He just got the forms, filled them out, and brought them to court. "Look, my cashier's check was lost." We're like, "Well, that's not proof of that. That's proof that you filled out that form. That's all you got, dude." He was also one of our wake and bake contestants where he got up in the morning and smoked a bunch of pot and came into court and just reeked the whole courtroom full. I told the bailiff, I said, "We just have to inhale. We don't have to spend money on marijuana. Just come to court and breathe.
Oh, I,
And we can get high for free." I mean, at 9 in the morning and you're wondering why you lost your job. I'm not wondering why you lost your job. Maybe you are. But oh my goodness, it's just like never a dull moment there. Um, I don't think I have anything else that's real new. I think there's some new ordinance in the city that the apartment association sent me to look at, and I haven't really looked at it yet, but it has to do with how many people are allowed per square foot. And like in my big condo, which is almost the 3,000 square feet, apparently I would be allowed to have 400 people living there or something. I mean, it's it's just crazy. So I'm going to get back to you, or I will send this to John when we've reviewed it and discussed with Mandy. Because those of you who are city people, we might want you to be calling your alderman and say, hey, look, this is too burdensome, for our units. And we don't want people to have 10 people in the unit, or that kind of thing. It's too much wear and tear, too crowded, too dangerous. If there's a fire or something, you have to evacuate. We want them to bring that limit back down. Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments?
I have,
Or,
I have a question, Catherine.
yeah,
If I had to send a tenant a pay or quit notice, this is in St. Louis County,
okay.
can it be done by email, or does it have to be mailed or posted on the
Let me tell you
property?
first of all, pay or quit is only required in Illinois, not in Missouri. In Missouri, you have to make demand for the rent. And that can be anything. That can be an email, that can be talking to them, a text, anything. And if you turn around and have to file suit against them because they still don't pay, the rent and possession suit itself is considered demand for the rent. So it's very easy to meet the burden in Missouri about um, about how you make demand for the rent. We don't recommend that you do nothing, that you just file suit. We recommend that you reach out in some way to try to get them to pay just for practical reasons before we file suit. But in case you didn't do that, the lawsuit will count as the demand. Someone Ann just asked me about how long the sheriff. Hey, Chris, I think he's back from St. Charles. I thought I saw him. Ann Bollinger is asking me, how long is it taking for the sheriff to come in the city now? 2 or 3 weeks. It's settled down a little bit there, but they have a good former police chief as acting sheriff, but they lost a lot of good experienced people, and you know how that can be. And I'm pretty sure there's still a fight over who and how is gonna be the next sheriff. I'm supporting the bill that would let the judges pick. Because do you ever hear any scandals about the St. Louis County Sheriff? No, because the judges pick them. And the office runs fairly well, and they have experienced people, and they keep them, and that kind of thing. And the sheriff in the city and the county, in these bigger counties, is really an administrative job where what they do is they provide security for the courts, entering the courthouse, and our bailiffs in the courtroom. They process garnishments, summons papers, sheriff's cell paperwork, that kind of thing. And they do some transport of prisoners, although that's not really what their main job. That seems to be the main focus of everybody. They have to transport the prisoners. That's not really their main job. And honestly, in the city, they do a lot of arraignments and everything from the jail with the TV. So the people are not being transported anyway. They're they get brought to a little room in the Justice Center by the guards, and they call in from there. So the sheriff is not really law enforcement. When the former crazy sheriff Vernon Betts went on TV and said he was going to get rid of all the drug dealing in the city parks, he has no authority or the bodies even to do that job. That's a job in the city for the police. Um, so that's what I would like to see. But I think they're going to have an election before then, and they're arguing about who gets to pick um, the temporary sheriff. But they've got an interim that people seem to be happy with. So let's just hope that everybody can get along until we can get someone permanent in there and try to rebuild that department. It is important to us, as Ann is asking, how long is it taking? Yeah, if you don't have anybody that knows how to process eviction paperwork and schedule eviction move outs and that kind of thing, and you don't have the bodies to go out in the street and do that, it's going to take longer.
Right.
And as we always do over the holidays, they don't do evictions. So we lost a couple of weeks there and got maybe a little further behind. But right now it seems to be running okay. I just picked up a sheriff's deed down there this morning and they were all doing good, sitting there working. So they all seemed less stressed than they had
Mm.
recently.
Mm.
Um, Anybody else got anything? Okay, good. You guys
Uh,
are all staying out of trouble. And I guess I will talk to you next month because I don't get to go anywhere for a while. So
Oh, no.
I
Well,
know it's
hopefully you
very
brought some of
sad.
that warm weather, Kathy.
Yeah, very sad. Well, hopefully it'll be nice this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
See you
Appreciate
later.
you all the updates. This is great. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon. If you need anything, you let us know, of course.
Okay, it's great to see you all. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye. Wow. A lot of good updates there. Uh, hmm. All right. Let's see. Okay, we got a couple. Okay, I see a couple of things in here. Okay, yeah, Alan Baker. That was a shame to hear he passed away. We haven't seen him in many years, and that's probably why. And then Dennis, you have something along with CaseNet. You can recommend also checking Pacer for past bankruptcies. Are you still there, Dennis? You want to unmute and tell us about that a little bit? I'm not familiar with Pacer myself. Is anybody else? I don't know. Maybe Dennis is not there anymore. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Linda put it in there.
Yeah, I wasn't
You,
familiar with it either. So I just Googled it and that's what I found. So I posted it.
oh, well, thank you. Good to know. You have to check that out. Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
have too many sources as far as checking
no.
people out. I have had them give me false names, not in court, but in on applications and everything else. So, wow. Yeah, I couldn't imagine what she was telling us about somebody going to court and giving a false name, though. That just, to me, that just is, it's amazing. You know?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. If you are the defendant, how is sending someone using your name going to save you? That
That's,
doesn't make sense to me.
no, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Wow. Yeah,
Hey,
who,
John?
yes.
Yeah, this is Dennis.
Oh, yeah, hi,
Yes,
Dennis.
yeah, I got a new microphone set up. So anyway, on Pacer, what that does is it allows you to look up bankruptcy cases. You put in the social, and it will pull up everything on that you have on bankruptcies for that person. And it can date back from, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And it'll give you a history, and it'll tell you if anything is currently active or not, or if it's closed or whatever. And it's real cheap. Just for lookups, they only it's like 10 cents a lookup or something. And it
Oh,
if you want to copy paper, if you go into the bankruptcy uh, uh, file and you want to look at what they filed, it will cost you a little more, but they don't even bill you unless it's $10 a quarter. Um, and so, but it's, I've never paid more than $20, I don't think.
hmm.
And I do a lot of judgments, so I look up on PaceNet or Pacer frequently. But it's real easy. You have to get set up, approved for it. Uh, I've done it years ago, so I don't know what that process is, or if they're how strict they are with, or how easy it is for a tenant to be able to do that. But it's real easy, and it's real cheap, and it gives you some good information.
Wow. That's great to know, Dennis. I appreciate that. And I know, hopefully it's something we won't need too much. I'd hate to be on their monthly program,
Well,
but
I would do it for every tenant that you're looking at.
sure.
Anytime you're screening someone, just I don't know if the property manager would do that for you, tenant screener, but I would do it as a matter of policy, just to do it every time. Or if you get someone that's you know late, has a problem, I would check them out, a little bit. It's just a way of getting some more information. It's good information to have, and it's a public record, and it's available. And you can get other types of court records also, but that's the thing that I check out.
Thank you, Dennis. That's a good tool to have. And while your microphone's working, do you want to go ahead and tell us about your services? I know you've
Oh,
collected some money for us. I mean, and actually, it was kind of interesting because ours we had one of the judgments we had that you took. It was like a couple of years later, and all of a sudden, we just got some money in the mail because I know that's the kind of service you do. So, we want
well,
to tell us a
good.
little bit
Thank you.
about your service and give us your contact information.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I specialize in recovering judgments. My company's Beacon Search and Recovery Systems, and it's a niche area of collections that we do. We take an assignment of a judgment and then go look for the assets to attach. We mostly do garnishments, wage garnishments, but we can also go after vehicles and bank accounts if they have one. Um, but yeah, we just specialize in recovering judgments, and we'll take an account and we'll work it initially when we get it, then we'll keep on reworking it because a lot of times these judgments are hard to get collections on and hard to collect on, and sometimes there's not something that attach right away. So it might be a year or two down the road before we find something, and then once we do though, we'll file the paperwork with the court and handle all that, and not have to go through an attorney for it. And judgments in Missouri are good for 10 years, so we'll take older accounts that are 7, 8, 9 years old and work on those. And anyway, that's what we do.
Yeah. And what's a good way for someone to get a hold of you, Dennis?
Oh, well, you can email me at info at beacon b. I can put it in the chat. Info at beaconrecoverysystems.com, or call me at 636-386-3913. And again, I'll put that information on there.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't mind putting it in the chat also, that's very helpful. But we appreciate that, Dennis. I
Yeah.
know you guys have been around for a while. You've been a member of our group for a while too. And I appreciate you telling us about that because I
Oh,
know it's a good service, well needed. Because that's one of the hardest things, I guess, is trying to collect the money. Even if you get the judgment, that's a whole nother story trying to collect it. I know if one time I used to say if I could collect 50% of the money that people owed me in judgments alone, you wouldn't see me for a year. That, and I'd still probably say that, but I know a lot of them they do run out. 10 years is a long time, but it's not that long once you start looking at it, and it's always nice to get some of the money back. You never get 100% recovery, it seems like, but I know having somebody on your team that knows what they're doing like yourself really helps a lot. So we appreciate that.
So, John, are you saying a judgment lasts 10 years?
That's my understanding. Yes.
It's good to know. I thought it was 5 years. Okay, good.
If you got judgments, get your information together and talk to Dennis. That's all I can tell you. Because unless
Okay,
you want to try to get it yourself, and that's a lot of work to track
a lot
track
of
people
work.
down.
Right. Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. Yeah, wish you well with all those, and hopefully you don't need them too much. That's what I always say. Hopefully we'll see you soon, but not too soon,
Right.
So, all right, good information. Appreciate all that. Okay, let's see here. And had I guess another question. What does it take to allow 55 only? I guess you're talking about age 55, Ann, is that correct? That would be more of a question, I think, for Kathy. I didn't see that. But I think you have to do it for all of them in the same place. I'm not sure what goes into that. So that would be a question for her as far as that. And let's see, Fabian, you're looking for a foundation company that does egress windows installation. Okay, you want to tell us what you're looking for or where it's at about?
Um, oh, it's for a basement I need to convert into a third bedroom. So it's in Melville. Um, so it's got a small like 4x6 window that I need to make into an egress window in order for the bedroom to be counted officially as a bedroom. So not really sure if anyone has dealt with the local foundation company that does egress windows. If so, let me know.
Okay, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Fabian, for if somebody would know that? I know people have talked about it before. I was trying to think of somebody was here that did that a few times, and I can't think of who they were. It's been a few years. Bruce says David Randolph. Yeah, he may know. Yeah, I think he might have done some of that. Um, and I don't think David's here. I don't know. Does anybody else know it? Anyone? Okay, you got your information there. Do you mind saying that also,
Sure.
verbally?
Uh, Email address is Fabian STL, spelled PHAB, as in boy, IANSTL, @gmail.com. Phone number, area code 720-207-1258. And I am in state, even though I have a Denver area code. So don't let the area code throw you off. I am local.
That's nice they started doing it. I remember when people moved, they had to get new phone numbers all the time, and now you can take them with you anywhere.
I've had this Denver area code for the last 20 years, so unfortunately I can't give it up.
Yeah, I paid extra to keep mine. I've had mine now for 31 years, my phone number that I had at my office. And for a while it cost me an extra, it was a remote number. It was like $28 a month in addition to all my other ones. And I finally got to keep that thing. So, and that's all I got now. So good. I'm glad you got yours too. It's always good to have the same one. So glad to see you still got your classic TV on there too.
Hey, John, it's Lloyd.
Hey,
I
Lloyd.
I had a basement window put in my son's house just 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I know we had some discussions. Ended up using Missouri basement, and it was in Afton, so I know they would do Melville, Lee May area.
Oh,
So their number is 636-487-4792.
Appreciate it, Lloyd. Thank you.
Missouri basement. You're welcome.
yeah, very good. Thank you, Lloyd. Missouri basement. So there you go. There's a good, it sounds like a good one. They work in your area too. Yeah,
Yeah, they work all over. I think they're based in St. Charles County somewhere, but they work all over St. Louis area.
great. All right, thank you. Oh, one thing we did not do, we didn't have Laura do her disclaimer. I think we need to do that even though we're already getting into stuff here, which is okay though, because everybody, I think kind of knows that. I think most of the people are regulars or at least been here long enough. But Laura, are you over there still? Sorry about that.
Yes, pulled chairs over. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have and need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Sometimes I get excited, especially when Kathy gets here, because she's always got such great stuff to tell us. So in fact, it's kind of interesting because today will be exactly our 700th video on YouTube. And it's kind of appropriate that we have Kathy for that. So anyway, a little milestone here, but Kathy is always so gracious and does such a good job filling us in on what's going on in our area. So pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so now that we've already gotten some great stuff going on and we got our disclaimer underway, so I guess we could get back. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share with us here? Let's see, did I miss anything here? Oh, Dennis got his contact information. Fabian's got his in there. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, I think we're up to date here. Okay, anybody got anything they're working on? Buying and selling?
Well, I don't have anything buying and selling. I'm Terry Brown with St. Patrick's Center. We do
Yeah.
have an upcoming landlord event. We have a landlord planning committee that we're doing right now. So we're looking at, changing a few things. And so we're going to do that. Probably the date is scheduled for July the 29th right now. from like 9 to 12 or 8:30 to 12, something like that. And we're looking at a different location just this time, just to change it up. We're looking at possibly Cardinal Regali Center, which is in Shrewsbury. So more to come. Yolanda's
Okay.
actually on the planning committee also. I see her on the call.
Oh, good.
That's
Okay.
all I have.
All right. Thank you, Terry. And that's going to be this year on our this on the July 29th, you said?
Yes, probably
Okay.
like 8:30 to 12. So I'm still working on the location because this will be the first time that we've held it there. But just, just trying to do things a little different. And so more to come on that.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as you have more, Terry, please let us know on that because I know it's a good event. The last one you had in October. I know we were there when there's really good information. You get to meet some nice people. That's another nice thing is you get to kind of see who's doing things around the community. So we appreciate that.
Hey, John, I have some stuff for sale. I'm driving, so you'll have to
Oh,
bear with me on any
just
questions.
be careful. Be careful,
Yeah.
Missy.
So I currently have 2209 to 2211 Jules. It's a fourplex out in South City that's for sale. 450,000 on that one. There's 3 tenants currently in place. One's paying I believe 825. The other one I believe is paying 9. And this is off the top of my head. And then we have a short-term lease for one of the tenants for 6 months, and they're paying $1,000 a month. So the upstairs one is still vacant. And then our next property we have for sale is where I'm actually headed right now. 14471 Bantry Lane in Chesterfield. It's a condo, unit 11.
Okay.
That one's 199.9. It's a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It does have garage parking, so you'll have your own covered parking there as well. It does currently have a tenant in place. I do not, off the top of my head, know when her lease ends. And then we also have 2641 St. Vincent. And it is currently for sale. I want to call it a townhouse, but it's a house. It's over there in, I want to say, South City area as well. But that one's super cute. It's a 2-bed, 1.5 bath. It has a garage that you can park in that's below your house. You go in through the back of it. So that one is also out there. That'd be great for a homeowner if they're looking. I want to say that one is listed at 205. And then next week I should have another listing coming up as well.
Okay.
And then of course, we do have our property management side that we're working with as well. So if anyone's interested, I can drop my email in the chat, but we take care of all of your investment properties and place tenants and get someone in there for you as well.
Okay. Yeah. Be careful. Can you also tell us verbally the best contact information for you, Missy?
Yes, it's 573-576-7697. So that's my personal cell phone number if someone wants to reach me that way, or they can reach me at 573-332-7686, extension 306.
306. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
When I am parked, I will put all that information in the chat.
Please park first.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Missy. So you got a lot of
Thanks.
exciting things going on. All right. Some good opportunities for someone. And if you need property management, I know, I think Dave's on there too, seen him earlier. Yeah, those guys do a good job. They've been around for a while. So that's a good way if you do not want to manage your own properties also, in addition to the opportunities. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Bruce, you're looking for a roofer near Perry, Georgia? Is that what you're looking for, Bruce? Are you there? I don't know if you can unmute yourself. I can't see
I
everybody.
don't know. Can you hear me?
There you are. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if it was working. I'm using my brother's computer, and I'm in Perry, Georgia, and he's got a roof problem. So it was just off the wall. So I wasn't sure if anybody had any information that far away from the home base. So
What is Perry close to, Bruce?
it's south of Warner Robins or Robins Air Force Base, Macon, and about 2 hours south of Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Anybody know of a roofer in Georgia there that's with us here? I, yeah, I don't really know right now, right off the top of my head anyway.
Yeah.
But what's the best way to get a hold of you if somebody watching the
Oh,
replay does
okay.
happen to have one?
Let me put my
Bruce?
phone number in there. It's 314
Mhm.
742 1810.
810. Okay. All right. If anybody knows of a roofer close to Perry, Georgia, please get a hold of Bruce. Hopefully you're down there having some fun, and hopefully the weather's a little nicer than it's been up
Well,
north.
it's a little nicer, but it still snowed down here, even down here, which is highly unusual because I think there were snowflakes in Florida someplace, and I don't know if it got as far as Miami, but that was crazy weather here.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you stay warm and have a good visit with your brother there. And
Right.
yeah, I talked to a guy last week in Miami, and it was in the 40s there. That was last Friday, which I thought he had a big coat on, and I was like, "What are you doing down here?" He goes, "Oh, it's freezing."
It's freezing if it's below 60 down here. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, it gets in the 60s. They put sweaters on their dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you stay warm, and yeah, there you go. You got your information there. Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything as far as roofers in Georgia? Get a hold of Bruce. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. Latricia wants to know about contact information for St. Patrick's event. Yeah, I think Terry said she'd give us more information as time goes on. Is that uh, is that what I guess that's what I understood here. Yeah, there's Yolanda put in the Metro Housing Collective. Yeah, you can get some more information there. Also, thank you, Yolanda.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. So, yeah, the good group of people. They're all out there, there to help people, and that's really what that's actually why we're here too. So, all right. Anybody else have anything? A lot of good things today. Good seeing everybody. Hopefully, we'll get some of that warmer weather. I know it was supposed to be a little bit warmer today, but that wind, I don't know, is out here so much. I keep hearing stuff blowing around, blowing ice off the roof. So every once in a while, I think somebody's out there, but they're not.
John,
Yes,
do you have Terry Brown's phone number at the St. Pat's Center?
I do not. I do not have her phone number. I think that's what Yolanda put in there is probably the best thing to have. Did you have a question, or is she? I
Yeah,
don't know if Terry's still here or not.
yeah, we went to that last event, and there were some people that we met there about some of the housing needs from some people down there. That's all. I just wanted to follow up on something we talked about before.
Yeah, Bruce just put a St. Patrick's link in there. You could probably get more information there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and there's Terry. She put her information in there for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, if Terry, you could unmute yourself if you want to say something. I can't see everybody the way my screen is set up.
Yes, did you have a question? This is Terry. Someone had a question?
Bobby, if
Yeah.
Terry's there.
Yeah. I talked to several people at your last event. They were needing transitional housing, or and anyway, I was just wondering if that was still a need.
Well, there's been a lot of changes, with housing. Right now, with maybe four of our programs, we have rapid rehousing, a few master lease programs, things like that. So we do still have a great need for all kinds of housing, anywhere from 1 to 6 bedrooms to shared housing, just about everything we need because we need a variety. Because when people are looking for housing, they like to have, choices. So yeah, we still have a great need for housing. We haven't quite got to the transitional housing yet, which would mean master leasing out in the community, which would mean I guess leases between St. Patrick's Center and the landlord. So we haven't really gotten that far as of yet. Because there have been a lot of changes. So, a lot of cuts and things like that. So
What do you mean by master leasing?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean by master leasing?
So there's different kind of master leasing. Like one of the programs that we have is for veterans and it's called TIP Transition in Place. So say, for example, you had 5 one-bedroom units. The VA may be interested in leasing like all 5 units, paying the security deposit, paying every month, even if there are no clients in the units. And say, for example, we had Bob that wanted to move in, then we would transition him in place. And so that would be where he would actually live. And we would provide wraparound services for the client and, until he's able to take over the lease. So we have, other master lease programs as well. But if you want to learn more and if you have other questions, you can contact me at that number that I put in the chat. That's my work cell. So you can call me anytime. We can set up a call or however you would like to do that.
Do you mind verbalizing your number? I can't.
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Ready? 314
Mm-hmm.
400
400
1419.
1419.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I am going through a program regarding shared housing. And so the different kinds of programs are not real clear in my mind. I'm not sure how shared housing is different from anything else you do, really. I assume that's renting by the bed. I don't know if we can talk about that when I call you, I guess.
Yeah, because there is a huge difference with that type of housing. And I get so many calls and I got, lately I've been getting a lot of calls like that and people have been asking me about different things that I've never heard of. Like somebody's asking me about, oh, I heard you can get $1,200 a bed. And I don't know any program like that or what they're talking about. But yeah, shared living is a lot different. There's a lot of things that you have to consider, when looking into that. There's a lot of things that landlords don't really think about or consider when they start doing this. So I've had a lot of landlords calling me wanting to start up and I, give them the information that I have from the experience over the years, if you're going into shared living.
Well, that's why we want to get more clear. So thank you so much. I'll give you a call.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, shared living, I think there are some different definitions too. I know we had somebody not too long ago talking at our group about it, and yeah, I don't know about $1,200 a bed. That sounds pretty good, I guess, if you're looking from a money standpoint. I know there's a lot more to do though than just that. I know some of the assisted care, some of the people that are elderly, then there are some transition homes, but I think you guys deal with a lot of that firsthand right here in our area. And I know from area to area they do change. So yeah, your best resource I think is give Terry a call there, and I know you Linda helps a lot too. So we appreciate you guys being here because this is, real estate, does kind of come down to that. It is area specific. You see a lot of these people around the country, wanting to invest in different areas, thinking it's better, in different places. But you still got to have some boots on the ground. You got to have somebody local because it boils down to knowing your areas. So we appreciate you guys. All right.
You mentioned somebody named Linda.
You, Linda.
she has something to do with these kind of programs?
I work with the, well, not work, but I am with the St. Louis Metro Housing Collective, which Terry Brown is also part of. And so I don't have as much direct information on the transitional housing that Terry has,
Mhm.
but I think also, Bobby, if you join the St. Louis Housing Metro Collective and or start attending the meetings, you can get a lot of information on transitional housing.
Okay. When do they meet? Do you know?
When, say that again?
How do I find out? Just to have a website or?
Yeah, I just put the website up at the top. I'll post it again. And oh, it's the bad part about Zoom. You can't copy and paste. Um, we meet every other Thursday. So the next meeting is next Thursday at 3:30. And I thought you had signed up when you came to our landlord event in
Well, I
October.
thought I did too. Um, it could be it's buried in my email, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, hold on.
have-
I'll
I have
post
people contacting me about this. They want to rent my house and do shared housing. So I thought I better find out more about what's going on.
Yeah, when you get when you become a member and you get on our mailing list, and we are always sharing emails back and forth on housing, different forms of housing for everyone. So, hold on, let me post that website again. One second. I couldn't copy it. Yeah, I just posted the website, the URL. So, and that way you'll be notified of the meetings and you can start attending the meetings and you can get on the mailing list and find out about a lot of different transitional housing opportunities and options. We're always looking for landlords who have homes available.
Thank you, Linda. That's very helpful. I know you guys do a great job and you are there to help.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yes,
that.
we are. Thank you.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons we changed the landlord event from twice a year. We're going to do it. We were discussing like every 9 months instead of every 6 months. So we could have more information to share, perhaps more speakers, more everything.
Okay. And are you gonna, and I noticed it's a different location this time. Are you gonna be doing that? Like I think that's what Terry was saying. Be looking for different places to kind of branch out.
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. Well, appreciate that. And we appreciate you coming in and sharing it with us because that's always good stuff to know. And I know a lot of people don't know what to, where to go looking for, looking for different opportunities. And you guys always do a good job and it's very helpful for our whole community.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
We appreciate it. So,
John, you might be interested
yeah.
in an interesting twist or hybrid in this. There's a couple individuals that would like to owner finance a house from me and do shared housing. So maybe
Okay.
I did with you and training to do with the shared housing would be create a new animal.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do like that. That's a good thing to do, Bobby. I think you should definitely look at the opportunities with that for sure.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Hi, everybody. Is it okay
Hello.
if I talk?
Yeah, hi, Danielle.
Danielle, yes.
Yeah.
My name's Danielle Salthouse. I'm kind of new to real estate investing. I just wanted to put my information out there in case anybody has any off-market deals in like the West County over even into St. Charles County that they want to send my way. I am a licensed realtor myself, so I don't need anything from that's already really on market. But if you guys want to send me off market, or if you need any help with agent problems, let me know as well. My email is Danielle Bennett, so DanielleBennett 12 at gmail.com. And my phone number, I also have an out-of-state phone number that I've had since I was like 12 years old, 309-613-2699. And I'll put that in the chat as well.
Okay, you're looking for off-market properties. Are you looking for some to fix up and sell or rent? Are these for yourself? Or are you looking for some to
But
list?
these ones are for myself. Buy and hold rentals, want to be light to moderate value add, no full renovations for sure. I don't have the time for it. I'm a pediatrician, so I work part-time and then I have two kids and the third on the way, so very busy.
Holy cow, you got a lot going on then, Danielle.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, very good. So you're looking for somewhat of a light renovation.
Yes.
Okay, very good. In West County, you said in St. Charles?
West County to St. Charles area, yeah.
Okay. And what was your phone number again? It was a 309. That's what I
Yes.
got here.
309-613-2699.
99. Okay, thank you very much. So,
Thank you guys.
okay, appreciate that. Okay, and yeah, you got it in the chat. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, Latricia, you got your hand up there? You can. You,
Hello, John. Hello, everyone.
hello.
Hey, I was supposed to actually meet with you a few months ago, but I got busy. I had to run with some appointments. But we talked about the notary services. So with Closmo Deals, I just wanted to make sure I got a chance to get with you on that. You had questions about what we did. But basically, that is what we do. We offer the notary services throughout Missouri, actually throughout the country because we're nationwide. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to meet you at the event, the monthly event that was held because I had to run again for another appointment. So we provide local services throughout the state. If anyone needs assistance where they are closing a transaction that they can't meet at the title company, the customers need flexible time frames. We're 24 hours. We have an office located in St. Louis City, Midtown area. So I will add my information to the chat as well. It's Latricia at Closmo Deals. My number is also out of state, California, 925-528-6479. And our website is closemodeals.com.
Okay, very good, Latricia. Appreciate that. So, anybody needs a mobile notary, which is always good to have. And even if you don't need one this week, I would definitely jot down her information to have it handy because that's something that does come up and it's invaluable. And you say you are nationwide. Is
Yes,
that correct?
sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. And if you don't, yeah, if you don't mind putting that in the chat, that'd be for anybody that needs to write it down. That would be great. Appreciate that, Latricia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Who else got something for us today? A lot of good information. Just a ton of good stuff today. And hopefully our weather will kind of turn for us and we can get out of the driveway here. We still got a lot of snow here at our place. Hopefully it's going to melt the next couple of days. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer, but we'll see. It was pretty cold last night. So, all right. I'll have the replay up tonight. By midnight's always my rule. So this is our 700th video. So we're excited about that. Well, I guess we're excited about that. It's a lot of work putting them all up there, but we got them all, so we're happy about that. But we appreciate
John, I
everybody
just
coming
wanted to
in.
mention real quick.
Yeah, yeah, Victoria, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Hi, everyone.
Good.
I have that free gas stove. It's a 30-inch gas range, stainless steel. I'm trying to pull a picture up right now so I can show everybody. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, yeah, it looks
So
nice.
that's free. It does have a little bit of cosmetic damage, like kind of here on the top. I don't know if it's just like worn. The finish is kind of worn. All there, it's a 5 burner. All 4 burners work. The back left one clicks but does not come on. It's a gas range. As far as I know, the oven works. It's free. It's located in South County, so Tesson Ferry, in Lindbergh area. So if somebody wants it, you can contact me 872-444-6681. You can call or text me at that number. And then I also have a vanity. I'm going to pull up. I'm
Hmm.
selling for minimal amount, so the whole thing maybe $50. It's already disassembled, so these are 3 separate pieces. You can have the countertop, the faucets, and everything. So if someone's got maybe a rental or something like that, where that vanity could be painted and put new hardware on, it'd look like brand new. So reach out to me if anyone is interested.
Okay, thank you, Victoria. How's your project going?
It's going great. The cabinets are installed in the kitchen. The vanities are installed. We're pretty much finishing everything up this week. And, I've got the countertop template coming on Monday, and that usually takes 2 weeks. And then we'll be able to finish up the backsplash in the kitchen. So I would say by the end of the month, I'll be staging.
Wow.
And that's all pending, of course, how final inspections go.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I know
So
you had a few challenges, but it sounds like you worked through them real well.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot better about it, and this part goes super quick, so I'm just excited to be, seeing the finish line and ready to get it on the market. So if anybody has friends or family in the South County area that needs a 4 bedroom, 3 bath with a garage and a nice backyard, let me know.
Yeah, good area, and I know you guys put a lot of effort and time into it, and can't wait to hear the whole story when you're done too, because I know we've been hearing the chapters as you kind of open them up, and we'd love to hear you tell us all about it once it's all said and done.
Yeah, it's nice to discuss the process too, because I'm sure a lot of you investors can feel some of the pain I've experienced, and also some new investors can kind of see it from my perspective on how it goes. This was just a cosmetic flip, so we just redid the kitchen and a couple of the bathrooms, so it wasn't a whole lot. We did have to add replacing the electrical panel, which that was due to one of the inspections, which is fine. But it already had a new roof, and so yeah, it's been super quick, and I'm really excited to get it on the market.
Yeah, this is great, and if you don't mind me asking, how did you find the property to begin with? I don't know if you told us that,
Yeah,
but
we talked about it.
did we talk
So
about it?
it's one of those situations where it was one of the big wholesalers that send out, I'm sure everybody's aware, they're posting listings, 5 times a day. I ended up wanting to go to the property. I scheduled, to go see it, and they ended up canceling it because I guess they didn't get a lot of interest. I didn't know it got canceled, so I went to the house anyway. The homeowner was there, and I just asked her if I could still see the house. I saw the house. So I was the only person that saw this listing, and we're the only ones putting in an offer. So I was able to get it for less money than what they were asking, and yeah, it happened to work out really well. It was in December, so I think a lot of investors weren't really looking at that time as well. Um, so yeah, it just kind of happened to work out that way.
Yeah, that's great. That's some of the best ways too. I know we did talk about not a lot of people getting out and doing things in December just like that. And that's, I think, one of the best times like you're telling us here. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Very good. And it is. We appreciate you telling us about that because it is good to live kind of vicariously through somebody else going through the pain and the process and the pleasure. It kind of goes together once it all works out. And if anybody needs a gas stove, there's a good one right there. It looked nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's, it's in good condition. It's just got a little bit of blemishes on it. So, it's free. If I don't have any interest, I'll probably just put it on the curb or donate it because, I like to donate stuff and be environmentally friendly. So I'd rather see those items go to someone that can use them. So,
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you, Victoria. Appreciate you sharing that with us.
yeah, thanks.
Mhm. All right. Anybody else have anything for us today? Coming up, looks like, yeah, we're coming up on 12. So about lunchtime, I guess. If anybody else has anything, otherwise, we will look forward to seeing you next week. So, okay. Well, thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye, John. Bye, Laura.
Yeah. Goodbye.